the daughter of Pharaoh. It seems unlikely that a daughter of the Egyptian Pharaoh would end up as Sarah's slave unless you follow a series of events. We know that Abraham allowed Pharaoh to believe that Sarah was just his sister and allowed Pharaoh to take Sarah as his wife. Pharaoh would have had many wives and concubines, and they would have given him many, many children, many of which he probably did not even really have a personal relationship with. It would not have been unheard of for Pharaoh to set his new wife apart from all the others by giving her a servant from his own family. This would have been a distinct honor for Sarah. We're told that when the truth of Abraham and Sarah's marriage came out, that they were allowed to leave with everything they'd been given, and among that list were both male and female slaves. So there is a logic to this. This very well could have transpired. It's not unrealistic to see that it's possible that Hagar began life as a princess before finding herself a slave. The relationship that exists between Sarah and Hagar begins as slave and master, but seems to continually go back and forth, sometimes looking like a slave and a master, and sometimes looking like competing sisters. This makes sense when you consider that Hagar probably did not see herself as less than Sarah. I'm sure there was a push and a pull struggle to their relationship. The story of their relationship begins in chapter 16, but it continues for 5 chapters, ending when Abraham gives Sarah permission to send Hagar away. But that's not the end of Hagar's story. This story, what it boils down to is that Abraham began 2 separate nations, both founded by one man, and both brought forth by a promise from God. And that's the part I always missed. So let's look at the parallels in the story. First, we see that God makes a promise to Abraham that his descendants would be like the dust. So that anyone could count the dust, they could count his descendants. When Hagar runs away from Sarah, because she beats her, the angel of the Lord visits Hagar, tells her to return home to Abraham's house. That angel promises Hagar that her descendants would be too numerous to count. And indeed they have been. Abraham was called away to travel in the wilderness in order to find the place God would show him. When Hagar was sent away on her own, the scriptures tell us that Ishmael grew up in the desert. So both Abraham and Hagar had to wander in order to fulfill God's call on them. Abraham has 12 great-grandsons through Sarah that become the 12 tribes of Israel. Abraham has 12 grandsons through Hagar that become the 12 tribes of the Arabs. We see here that God chooses to bless both nations. Yes, Isaac is the son of the promise, brought forth through Sarah, Abraham's original wife. But God also makes promises to Hagar and to Abraham on behalf of Ishmael, for her future and the future of Ishmael. And he speaks these promises not just to Hagar, but to Abraham as well. When Hagar is sent away, although Abraham is a wealthy man, this is a little sticking point for me. Although he has accumulated wealth over time, and much of that wealth came from deceit, he sends Hagar away with what the Bible calls a little food and 1 skin of water. Good luck to you. That is a difficult pill for me to swallow. I'm sure it was a difficult pill for her to swallow. We know that Abraham is wealthy, and this is his legitimate wife and his firstborn child, and he sends them away with almost nothing. The little that they have runs out shortly, and in chapter 21 we see Hagar's despair when the water runs out. She places Ishmael under a bush and walks away because she cannot bear to watch him die. But she doesn't have to, because once again God shows up for her. Each time she is in a desperate situation, God shows up for her. Or his angel comes on his behalf. This time it was an angel's voice that called out from heaven to check on Hagar, and then he opens her eyes to a well that she can draw from in order to save her life and the life of her child Ishmael, the other child of promise. I spent a lot of time this week pondering the lessons of this story. God's scripture is here for a purpose, and we need to learn the lessons in it. As I pondered this story, it occurred to me that this story of the well happens after Hagar leaves Abraham's house. There's no way this story would have survived in Jewish history unless the Jews passed it on. So clearly there was some communication between Hagar and Abraham's house, and clearly Abraham could see Hagar's relationship with the God of Abraham. She gets to know him so well, he walks and he talks with her. The very thing that we wish for in our lives. So Hagar begins as a princess from Egypt and ends up a woman that walks so closely with the God of Abraham that his angels speak to her and guide her through her most desperate moments. With this guidance, she survives. She raises Ishmael, and he has 12 sons who head up the 12 tribes of the Arabs. So what does this mean? We live in messy times. We all know this. We are currently faced with difficult decisions of how best to live in an open society and still protect our borders from those that would hurt us. This is clearly a fundamental question of both our democracy and our national security. No matter what side of this issue you're on, and I'm not going to pick for you, let us remember that God did not just show up for Isaac. God showed up for Ishmael as well. They are part of our faith history. They continue to live out their part of God's will on our planet. This will not answer our political questions for us, but I'm hopeful that as we look at the faces of people all around the world, and not just in this area, we will not miss the humanity in their eyes. I'm not saying that the U.S. should naively welcome everyone in. In fact, I really did not write this sermon to make a political statement. This topic was chosen weeks ago. I had no idea everything would happen this week that happened while I was preparing the sermon. The only guidance I would give to each of you is to not lose our humanity when we're making these overwhelming decisions. We may have to make very difficult decisions, but let us as Christians in our hearts and our minds look for ways that we can be part of the solution. Let us look to address the issue with kindness. It is so much easier to look at someone that's not like us and assume that we don't need them in our lives. This goes for me too. I'm not just calling you guys out. This is a human condition. We all have this. We have to rise above this inclination. We must look in the faces of those different from us, and we must, as believers in Christ, see God's creation. We must see the children of one of God's promises. If we want to be Christians, we have to behave like Christ. Not naively welcoming in everyone that would harm us. Nobody's asking for that. But we have to keep our humanity when we look at other people that God made. This is not a final answer to any of our big problems. But I do think this is the most productive place from which to start the conversation. There's another lesson in this text that I do not want us to miss. A lesson that echoes from last week's sermon. Once Hagar had received the promise from the angel of the Lord, the promise was fulfilled. We discussed it last week, so I'm not going to completely reopen the topic, but it needs to be said that once again, here in this story is about promises fulfilled over and over and over again. You will hear about it every Sunday for several weeks. This is a reminder that God will keep promises made to you. If you feel that you don't have a specific promise in your life, that's okay. Open the Bible almost anywhere, and you will find a promise from God that applies to you. You are a child of promise. Every person walking this planet is a child of promise. God is at work right now, fulfilling the promise in all of our lives.